Justin wakes up and sets 2 alarms on his smartphone for 11 p.m. and 11:50 p.m. At the high school, Rhiannon is expressing her frustration about her boyfriend Justin not responding to her text messages. What a boyfriend. When she spots Justin, she approaches and suggests they both skip school and spend the day together. They decide to play hooky and have a wonderful time at the aquarium, on the beach, and simply enjoying each other's company. Rhiannon opens up to Justin about her father. She tells him about a day when her father returned home excitedly, announcing a big promotion and planning a family celebration at a theater. However, it turned out that he had actually been fired and had a breakdown. Currently, her father spends his days painting, while her mother has to work 2 jobs. Justin attentively listens and responds with kindness. Justin drives Rhiannon home, and she expresses that it was a perfect day. However, he mentions that not every day will be as amazing as this one. They share a kiss, and she comments that kissing him is much better when he doesn't smoke. The following morning, a red-headed girl wakes up as she quietly mutters Amy and sets her smartphone alarms for 11 p.m. and 11:50 p.m. That's some serious dedication to not oversleep. At the high school, Rhiannon notices Justin standing next to his car, smoking a cigarette. A new girl named Amy approaches Rhiannon, explaining that she's new to the school and that she wants to stay with someone for the day. Rhiannon agrees to help her. During a laboratory class, Rhiannon introduces Amy to her friends Rebecca and Alexander. Justin enters the classroom and asks Rhiannon if he got drunk the previous day. She reassures him that he didn't and asks if he doesn't remember what happened. He unhappily admits that yesterday was a blur, and now he has a lot of homework to catch up on. Justin reminds Rhiannon about a party happening over the weekend. Rhiannon feels upset by his noticeably different reaction to their previous day together. Amy notices Rhiannon's distress and tells her that she doesn't believe her boyfriend treats her right. Still feeling upset, Rhiannon suggests that Amy shadow Alexander for the rest of the day and departs. The scene changes to a boy named Nathan waking up and setting 2 alarms on his phone for 11 p.m. and 11:50 p.m. At the party, Justin is enjoying himself and neglecting Rhiannon. Nathan approaches Rhiannon, and they start dancing and having a good time together. Justin interrupts them, but Nathan assures Justin that he is gay and poses no threat. Smooth moves, my friend. Nathan and Rhiannon find a peaceful spot to talk. They have a long conversation, and Nathan eventually leaves late. Nathan might have left late, but I hope he didn't forget to set his alarms for tomorrow. The following day, Rhiannon's friend tells her that Nathan was found parked on the side of the highway and is now claiming to have been possessed. Suddenly, Rhiannon receives a text from an unknown number, asking her to meet alone at a coffee shop to explain everything. Despite feeling unsure, she decides to go. When Rhiannon arrives, a girl shows up and reveals that she was Justin during their day at the beach, then Amy the next day, and finally Nathan the previous day. Rhiannon is both frightened and skeptical of this revelation. The next day, Rhiannon receives another text from the same number, asking her to meet up again. This time, she encounters an Asian boy who is waiting for her. He provides her with more information that starts to make her believe his story. He explains that he wakes up each day in a different body, always near the previous body. He introduces himself as A and shares that he doesn't know if he has parents or where he comes from. This has been his life, waking up in different bodies for as long as he can remember, trying to leave minimal evidence behind. He shows Rhiannon an Instagram account he maintains, which displays the faces of most of the people he has inhabited. Imagine waking up every day as a different person and still trying to maintain an Instagram account. A's commitment to social media is truly impressive. Later, Rhiannon visits Nathan at a church, and he shares his belief that he was possessed by the devil. Nathan tells Rhiannon about the Instagram account, and he recognizes Rhiannon's picture from the Instagram account, where A had posted a photo of her and Justin. When your Instagram photo makes it clear that you've been swapping bodies, it's time to question your life choices. The following day at school, Rhiannon meets A, who is in the form of a girl. Rhiannon now believes A's story and feels upset about the fact that A kissed her while inhabiting Justin's body. Later that day, Rhiannon initiates a conversation with Justin about their relationship. Justin seems unfazed, leaving Rhiannon feeling puzzled and uncertain about their relationship. The story continues with Rhiannon meeting A in a library, where A appears as a black guy named George. They engage in further conversation, and Rhiannon starts to feel a closer connection with A. Just as they are about to kiss, they are interrupted by George's mother. What a timing! A whispers for Rhiannon to run, and she manages to escape. The following day, A wakes up in Rhiannon's body and feels an overwhelming sense of excitement and happiness, which Rhiannon's sister Jo notices. At school, Justin approaches Rhiannon, and A loses control, expressing his dissatisfaction with how Justin treats Rhiannon. Once he has calmed down, he starts feeling a bit apprehensive about how Rhiannon will react the next day. A decides to visit Rhiannon's dad's art studio and asks him about his motivation for painting. The father explains that painting is an integral part of who he is. The following morning, Rhiannon finds Justin at school and informs him that they need to take a break from their relationship. Rhiannon then seeks out A, who is now in the form of a girl, and shares that she has broken up with Justin. She also remembers the day when A was in her body. The scene cuts to Rhiannon riding in a truck with a guy to her uncle's vacation cabin. They spend a romantic day together, but A has to leave, promising to return the following day. However, A never shows up. Maybe more alarms would have helped. Meanwhile, A wakes up in yet another body, realizing that the person whose body he now inhabits, Michael, is scheduled to fly to Holland on that very day. A panics because if he ends up in Holland, he will wake up in a different country the next day. In desperation, A calls Rhiannon and pleads with her to rescue him. Rhiannon arrives in her sister Jo's car, inadvertently damaging the driver's side mirror while trying to evade Michael's mother. Mirror on the car. Who's the clumsiest girl of them all? Rhiannon expresses her frustration and disappointment with A for leaving her alone at the cabin after promising to return. A explains that he couldn't come back because the girl whose body he woke up in was undergoing a lung transplant that day. Sorry, can't make it. Currently borrowing vital organs. While in the car with her sister Jo, Rhiannon attempts to explain the situation involving A, but Jo refuses to believe her. At school, Rhiannon's friend Rebecca asks about the rumors she heard regarding Rhiannon being involved with a random guy who abandoned her in the woods without a truck. Rhiannon loses her temper and confronts Rebecca. Later that day, Rhiannon encounters A, who is now inhabiting the body of a suicidal girl named Kelsey. A reveals that Kelsey has meticulously planned her own suicide and is likely to attempt it once A leaves her body. Unfortunately, Kelsey's father works late and won't be able to intervene in time to prevent her from harming herself. Rhiannon encourages A to resist leaving Kelsey's body and instead stay long enough for her father to arrive home. The scene shifts to Kelsey's father returning home and A reaching out to him, seeking help. At school, rumors circulate among Justin's friends, who label Rhiannon a slut. Rhiannon disregards their remarks and meets A in the girls' locker room. A explains that he cannot be with her after school this time because the real girl whose body he inhabits has an anniversary dinner with her boyfriend. Back at home, Rhiannon approaches her mother requesting that her parents try to reconcile and strengthen their relationship. A wakes up in the body of Rhiannon's lab friend Alexander and shares with Rhiannon how remarkable the real Alexander is. Rhiannon suggests that A try to remain in Alexander's body for a while. A agrees, and a montage of days follows, showcasing Rhiannon and A as Alexander enjoying themselves at school, engaging in affectionate gestures like kissing and holding hands. A and Rhiannon are taking fake it till you make it to a whole new level. Rhiannon reconciles with her friend Rebecca, who confesses that she always believed Rhiannon and Alexander were perfect for each other. Alexander's phone displays 3 missed calls from Mom, but A ignores them to be with Rhiannon. At night, Rhiannon and A decide to enter in Alexander's house. There, they encounter a huge Happy Birthday Alexander sign and find Alexander's family gathered around a table with a cake, clearly having been eagerly awaiting his arrival. Talk about crashing a party in the most awkward way possible. Alexander's mother approaches him and reveals that she and his aunts spent the entire day preparing his favorite dishes as per his request. She expresses concern that he hasn't been himself lately, dedicating all his time to Rhiannon. The following day, A meets Rhiannon and urges her to join him at Alexander's house that evening, explaining that Alexander's family will be out of town. Rhiannon agrees, oblivious to A's quiet demeanor. That night, A reveals that their relationship must come to an end, acknowledging that the real Alexander is a perfect match for her. Although Rhiannon is upset, A explains that it's the right thing to do. A asks her to envision a future where he might wake up in the body of a married man, emphasizing that she will always be his first and only love. Well, that's a unique way to put a damper on the mood. However, he recognizes that he can't offer her a normal life. Eventually, Rhiannon accepts that she can't be with A, but expresses her desire to cherish their remaining 3 hours together. As the night draws to a close, Rhiannon and Alexander find comfort in each other's arms while lying in bed. Curious about the future, Rhiannon asks if Alexander will retain any memories of their time together. A assures her that he will remember to some extent. With midnight approaching, A drifts off to sleep, and Rhiannon gives him a tender kiss before quietly departing from Alexander's bedroom. The following morning, A awakens in the body of Katie, a wealthy girl, and drives away from Katie's residence, embracing the start of a new day. Meanwhile, at school, Rhiannon organizes her belongings in her locker, and Alexander approaches her. Their lockers are conveniently situated close to each other. After stowing away their belongings, Alexander compliments Rhiannon on her beautiful smile. This triggers a flashback to Rhiannon's first date with A, when he, as Justin, made a similar remark. The movie concludes with Rhiannon and Alexander exchanging tentative smiles and walking together down the school hallway. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing so you can stay up to date on all the exciting content coming your way. Get ready to laugh out loud as an ex-couple goes to crazy extremes to stop their daughter from marrying a guy she barely knows. Don't miss out. Click the video linked here and enjoy the wild ride.